RP.
He
8,
said there was RP.
7, 6,
5,
5,
4,
4.
Dude, you're like 3 seconds back.
3,
Thanks, Roll.
2,
one.
1. Starting now. See? Perfect.
I hate all of you.
The fight's already done, man.
Fast.
So, some very annoying stuff happens here every time.
Doesn't mind
We
stuff,
break
fine.
both buffs out right away. However, people
You
DPS
did not
the
open that
two
buff?
different ads
Yeah, I did.
at the same time, and with no threat, it's impossible to maintain aggro on both of them. Watch your threat, guys. I don't have any
I guess you
vengeance.
didn't. What the
Oh, I
fuck?
Holy shit.
I mean, yeah, this happens every week.
Get that the mystery wrath me with.
Ow!
Let's get
It's like-
reses up.
Aggression all over again.
Get buffs up.
Those balls,
You-
please, and I'll
You'll open something.
go get that thing.
I got
Opening middles.
kills.
Killing me.
I'm
I
gonna
got
fall free.
massive.
Can you guys get off?
Rebuff.
Okay. Rebuff. So what happened there is people. I'm supposed to be opening. Actually, I'll explain after. Anyway, so now that we've gotten the two buffs, I opened 2 medium boxes at the same time. It's usually around the limit that we do for the raid. 2 medium boxes is okay to deal with, or the big guy and like 2 to 3 small boxes, or the big guy and 1 medium box. These are about the amount of ads we want to be tanking at any one time based on our DPS. Actually, we could even go slower and it'll be fine. So now that the 2 medium ads are almost dead, I pop the big boss. And I want to make sure that I get these swarmers taunted and DPS right away so that they don't fly off and start hitting the melee and stuff. See, one's going off, so I charge it, opening small. So I'm going to be opening small.
I got like halfway there.
War Collars makes sure we dispel. War Collars not really a big deal, especially when you can dispel the enrages with various classes. Kunchong.
I need to know.
Kunchongs, we usually want to park on
It's big
really
guy.
quickly,
The big.
just to make sure that we DPS them down so there's not crap all over the floor, because they don't move with you as you kite the boss
Small,
around.
closure with it.
So once the Kunchong is just
All
about
of them
dead, I'm
back.
going to move over, opening. And I'm going to open the next box, just see what it is. Bombardier. Cannot stun this Bombardier. Cannot stun this Bombardier. Opening next. So Bombardiers are usually our priority because they put all that shit on the ground that is quite dangerous for melee and can kill them quickly. So as soon as a Bombardier spawns, I usually get the stun with my stunning Bombardier now. So there's the stun on the Bombardier. I get it with my Shockwave. I also try to make sure I have 3 targets up on my Shockwave just to make sure I get the decreased CD on the Shockwave after I use it.
Corner. Park.
Once the Bombardiers are dead, I usually safely keep moving. Double Kunchong. So I'm going to park here with the double Kunchong. There's going to be crap all over. Melee, watch your feet. There's going to be crap all over the floor. Make sure you keep my shield block up at all times. It especially helps with my shield slam damage. Whenever there's a shield block downtime, I supplement it by using shield barrier in the meantime, while my shield block charges recharge. So now that I've opened the next big boss, I'm going to pop my CDs on this one, just to help the range, because they're trying to catch up with Sparks in the back. I can see that out of the corner of my eye over there. So while we keep moving, there's a Bombardier. Stunning. So I was just asked to pop my CDs, so I use my rallying and I use my demo banner, and I keep moving after I stun that Bombardier. War Caller, just make sure we dispel. Again, War Caller's not a big deal, so I'm going to open one more small. It's not too big of a threat. I'm also going to pop my demo shout just in case, because I have 3 ads on me. I have a War Caller, which if he doesn't get dispelled will actually start hitting me quite hard, and there's a Bombardier in there. So now that those are, I cannot stun this Bombardier. So I usually call that I cannot stun the Bombardier when I can't stun the Bombardier, so to make sure one of the other melee get it. I'm going to leap over and open these 2 boxes in the meantime. War Caller. War Caller's not a big deal, like I said. Make sure I T-clap them, double War Caller. Now, both of these cannot get dispelled, so what's going to happen is, after my tank stun, I'm going to use my own stun on them too, just to make sure that they don't get all their shit on me when they're enraged and I get debuffed and start taking increased amounts of damage. So now that the big guy's done, opening last 3. Now that the big guy's done, I'm opening the last 3 small boxes that we need for our side. So these are the last 3. Double Kunchong. Double Kunchong is not a big deal. We just want to make sure that we stun and get the Bombardier down. As you can see, it was doing quite a bit of damage to melee. And it's especially dangerous when there's Kunchongs up too, because those little gray lines are hard to see. Let's transfer over. So now that they're done, we're making these halftime swaps. Don't start yet, guys.
Weird.
Are you over, Lerald?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I'm not there yet. Hang on. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1. So now we're starting on the other side. I'm back on Mantid again, and it's going to be the same story. We're going to open the two buff mobs first right away. I'm going to grab aggro on it quickly, then I'm going to leap over to the other side and make sure that I grab aggro on this one too. I don't have a taunt up for when the second one spawns, and it's obviously a problem because I have to use the taunt on this one, and now somebody pulled aggro on the Windwalker. So I'm going to re-establish threat back on these after somebody has died from pulling aggro, because they don't DPS the right target. Make sure you get those buffs, please. And I'm going to move over to the corner, and I'm going to make sure that I spawn the medium. And remember, I said that the limits for our raid are usually one medium's okay with the big guy. So I'm going to spawn the Wind Wielder and the Commander. Let's see what here's him. So I'm going to spawn both of these. Watch those winds melee.
Alright.
And you just want to make sure with the Wind Wielders that you slowly kite them, just in case. You don't want the melee getting clipped. If you cannot kite them because you have nowhere to go, the melee can just move a bit. It's no problem. Opening. Stunning Bombardier.
Windwalking.
So I stun that Bombardier just like I was doing on the other side, and I'm going to open one more. Two smalls and the big guys, definitely perfectly manageable on our side. I want to make sure that I'm cleaving instead of heroic striking for max DPS for my insight procs. Opening.
Another one.
There's a War Caller, just make sure we dispel. I'm going to open one more after that just to get the smalls, and it's a Kunchong. I'm going to park on top of the Kunchong so we can get max cleave on the Kunchong. All in the meanwhile, keeping an eye on my block to make sure that my block up time is as close to maximum as possible. My cooldowns are now up too, so I'm going to use my cooldowns to help DPS this big ad down. I'm going to open a medium. So I'm going to open a medium here. The other choice is I could have opened those two smalls there. I kind of varied every week. There's not really a big difference between the two. Once block charges are depleted, which is right now, I'm going to supplement with barrier. So now I'm going to barrier spam while my charge or while my block charges get back to either 1.5 or 1 or 1.5, something like that. The big guy's dead, so I'm going to open the second medium here.
Another one.
And I'm going to open these two smalls as well, since there's no big guy currently. Watch the priest. The priest summons those little swarmers, which are really annoying, and go attack the range. So I want to make sure that as soon as they drop down, I either leap on them, I either shockwave them, or I get a manual hit on them, or T-clap, or something like that, just to make sure they're on top of me as soon as they get down. Big guy's up. So as soon as the commander spawns, I have waited for my shield block charges to recharge, like I said, and if that's the case, I can spam them for basically about a 24-second uptime, after which I will once again supplement with barrier, keeping an eye on my health in the meantime, opening small. So there's a Bombardier up, stunning. So I've stunned the Bombardier, we were focusing the Bombardier for damage, and I'm just about to fall out on my block charge as well. So once again, I'm supplementing with barrier, and I'm also going to fill that gap in active mitigation with my demo shout as well. War Callers, make sure we
Medium in the corner.
dispel. See, the War Caller's enraged. I slowly kite it away since I know it does quite a bit of damage with an enraged, and nobody was dispelling it.
We get to
So once again, I am back to block spam as my block charges are up again. Double Kunchong, make sure we kill these. Now that I'm going to let my charges go back up, they were just off, so I'm going to supplement that with a shield wall. The big guy's dead already though, so there's not really any more threat. I'm just going to open these last boxes. Where's Bombardier? So these are the last three we're going to need for our side. So my job basically is done here. The only threat really are enraged War Callers, but there's more than enough DPS to kill those before they can become a threat. I still have block charges up, and I'm going to pop my last stand just as insurance. We obviously don't need it. So this is the last guy we need to kill, and that's it.
So what's that thing they're going to in Paris for the
So now I will roll for a heroic Warforged
like
belt here, which I would love.
It's the
I think
top
it's like
five.
just the kill, isn't it? Isn't that what they're doing?
But I get gold
Is that
instead.
like
There's a top team from every region, and then there's like 2 players that.
And there's a
everyone
beer
votes on.
here. Thank you, Rob.
So for NA, I think it's like Bjergsen and Double Lift.
I thought it was Medias and Double Lift.
I think it's
Probably should be.
Yep, I could. Probably when I start playing my monk, I'll be
Yeah,
doing the other
exactly.
side. The reasons the tanks swap at halftime is because
So it has to be
the tanks I play are particularly
That'll
strong
be
on
fun,
Mantid,
9+2.
while the Brewmasters are particularly strong on the Mogu side.
And there's SKT.
So that's why you guys never really see me on Mogu, and you never see the other
Or
tank on
Warforged that heavy
Mantid.
sword.
It's just kind of how we've always done progression. Let's move up for trash.
Nice chest, man.